It's Flag Day, and it's the president's birthday, and we're the ones getting all the presents for that birthday. On the economy, foreign affairs, standing among the international community, even sports. We will observe something that conservatives usually hate to acknowledge, which is that things are getting better. Then the FBI's Inspector General concludes James Comey and the FBI tried to hurt Donald Trump and help Hillary Clinton. In other news, the sky remains blue and water remains wet. We will analyze all of those important news stories. And then the God King Jeremy Boring himself will stop by to explain why soccer is a threat to Western civilization. Finally, the mailbag and a few of my favorite American flags for Flag Day. I'm Michael Knowles, and this is The Michael Knowles Show. So much to get to today. I want to recap a little bit on our talk with Tom Arnold yesterday, too. Before we get to that, we got to make a little money, honey, and thank a great sponsor just in time for Father's Day, Man Crates. So you know this. The trouble with Father's Day is you might know what to get your mother or your sister or your whatever, your brother or this. You ask your father, what do you want for Father's Day or your birthday or this or that? He says, don't give me anything. And then, you get him a tie or something, and he's either disappointed because that's not a good gift, or, you don't get him anything, and then he's sad and feels disrespected. This is all solved with Man Crates. Man Crates is a great gift. You've heard us talk about them a lot. Give the gift to your father that he is guaranteed to love with Man Crates, hand-picked and packaged gifts for every type of dad. There's the knife-making kit. That's for the hands-on dad. That's not exactly like for me. If my children were getting me, I wouldn't want that. I would want the whiskey appreciation crate, which I already got for Christmas, and it's fabulous. Fathers who like the finer things will like this. It's got this really cool decanter, and then it's got these spherical ice cube makers and cool glasses, and it's great. I really use it all the time. Right when I wake up in the morning, there's no better way to start sitting down to write my show, pull out that whiskey decanter from Man Crates. Most gifts ship in a sealed wooden crate with a crowbar, so this is the key to it. I really think that we're so decadent in our culture. We don't need more stuff. We all have a lot of stuff. It's the giving a gift that matters. The experience of receiving it, what it means, what it says about the relationship. This one comes in a crate with a crowbar. You're going to open it up with a crowbar. You can have it gift wrapped in duct tape. It's just really good. If you go to the help section of the website, because you can't open it up, it says try harder. So I really love these guys. A great gift. Get your special Father's Day discount today with a 100% satisfaction guarantee at mancrates.com/Knowles, Knowles. This is a limited time offer only for Father's Day. Go today. mancrates.com/Knowles, Knowles, mancrates.com/Knowles. So a lot of chaos going on. Also, I'm sorry, before we get to my recap of Tom Arnold and all the birthday presents for the president, we got to talk about the conversation. The conversation is coming up. It's coming up soon. And the guest is going to be the big boss, Ben Shapiro. Take a look.
Hey, gang. On Tuesday, June 19th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, it's time to tune in for another episode of The Conversation, featuring me, Ben Shapiro. If you're a Daily Wire subscriber, now's your chance to ask me all sorts of questions like these.
What's your favorite kind of movie to see in the movie theater?
Because the visuals usually require you to be in a theater.
Because you are a movie buff. Do you even like music at all?
I like some of the soft rock. I like Jim Croce. I like John Denver.
Have you ever tasted bacon?
No, I've never tasted bacon. I've heard it's fantastic. Is it as good as they say?
I mean, dear God, it's amazing.
Are you a fan of any other Chicago team?
Yeah, I'm a Bears fan. I'm also a Blackhawks fan. The White Sox only win the World Series once every 100 years.
Is your wife a doctor?
So the rumor is that she is. The Conversation will be on Facebook and YouTube for everyone to watch, but only subscribers will get answers to their questions. That's Tuesday, June 19th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. See you then.
I hope that he can finally answer that question, is your wife a doctor? I've been scratching my head for so long about that. So be sure to tune in for that. Now, some of you might have seen yesterday, I had this interview with Tom Arnold, and if you missed it, you should go back and listen, because it actually showed a lot of the differences between the left and the right. But if you just want a quick summary, here is a quick recap of my interview with Tom Arnold yesterday.
Freddie, the question is to a situation you do not wish to challenge you and what the caliber is just indicated by the presence of the pool table in your community. Will get some of my friends right here, say to avoid River City, West River, good place, or the mind same was mind stating the hours I spent with the cool in my hand, golden, have a kind of persons at cool and keen eye. Your butt is mine, gonna tell you right. You show your face in the broad daylight. I'm telling you how I feel, gonna hurt your mind. Don't shoot to kill, come on, lay it on me, all right. I'm giving you one on a count of three to show you stuff or let it be. I'm telling you, just watch your mouth. I know you game. What about you? Well, I say the sky's the limit, and to me that's really true. But my friend, you see nothing. Just wait till I get through because I'm bad. Come on. Bad, really bad. You know I'm bad. You know, bad, really bad. You know I'm bad. Come on. You know bad, really bad. And the whole world does the answer just right. Just tell you once again who's bad.
That clip was a little bit slower than the way that Tom and I were talking yesterday, but if you missed it, I got a lot of mailbag questions about this. I got a lot of tweets and everything about what the interview was like with Tom. It was pretty wild. We were moving pretty fast. I'll give my thoughts on that in the mailbag because I reacted to it actually differently than I think a lot of people think. So we'll get to that later. First, it's President Trump's birthday. To celebrate, we're so lucky on this show. We get the best guests, folks. We are going to bring on Marilyn Monroe to sing Donald Trump a happy birthday before an audience of Hillary Clinton supporters. Marilyn, take it away.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
That's incredible footage. Really well done, beautiful Marilyn, and happy birthday, Mr. President. It's Donald Trump's birthday, but we're getting all of the presents, aren't we? Here's a quick rundown before we bring on the God King to explain, to pour a little cold water on all of our happiness and covfefe and explain why soccer is a threat to Western civilization. To begin, on the economy, new jobless claims fell again last week, meaning that the number of Americans on the jobless rolls fell to a 44.5-year low. Could you just imagine this? So the labor market right now is at or close to full employment. Unemployment right now is under 4%. It's like 3.8%. The Fed is predicting it'll drop further by the end of the year. That's why the Fed is finally raising interest rates for a second time this year after not being able to do that because of Barack Obama's stagnant economy. They're saying the labor market is continuing to strengthen, that job gains are strong. The Fed says that economic activity is rising at a solid rate. Layoffs right now are very low. There are signs of worker shortages across all sectors of the economy. 6.7 million job openings in April. People are receiving unemployment insurance at the lowest level since 1973. There are more job openings in the United States than unemployed workers to fill them. Imagine this. In October 2016, if somebody told you, they said, hey, what do you think the headlines are going to be under a Donald Trump presidency? Say, I don't know, the Western Hemisphere exploding and the Eastern Hemisphere exploding, and I don't know, the core of the earth exploding, right? That is what you would predict, and you get these absurdly good economic data points. On foreign affairs, the historic Kim Jong-un summit is a big win for the United States. Michael Goodwin points this out in the New York Post today. There are plenty of good reasons to be cynical about the Iran deal. Plenty of good reasons. The Kims are murderous and deceptive. There's no reason to believe that this Kim is any better than his father, any less treacherous. The Kims have backed out of plenty of deals that they said they were going to do before, and they've run right out before the ink is dry. Also, China might not let North Korea denuclearize. Fine. Yep. I get it. There are a lot of reasons to be cynical. Goodwin makes this great point in the Post. He writes, quote, "Today should be declared a holiday from nitpicking, a time to celebrate what has been accomplished instead of fixating on the possible pitfalls. It's an occasion to look forward with hope instead of backward with suspicion." And this is such an important point. Conservatives sometimes forget this because we want to frown all the time. Cynicism is very stupid. It's very stupid. Norm Macdonald, one of my favorite voices in the world, the great voice of our age, yesterday he referred to something called the profanity of cynicism in a tweet. And he's so right. This is such an astute observation. Cynicism is profane. Cynicism is the crutch of anxious people who can't tolerate uncertainty, and they're terrified that they're going to look foolish if they end up being wrong, and so they don't want to have any hope or smiling to begin with. They just want to frown and say everything's going to be terrible. But the world is a hopeful place. There's nothing virtuous about cynicism. You should be courageous. You should be prudent, certainly. You shouldn't be reckless or stupid, but you should be courageous, you should be prudent, you should be manly, not cynical. That's what the word courage comes from. Courage comes from kur, from heart, right? And cynicism is discouraging, takes the heart out of everything. You should take heart. Could it go wrong? Of course. Are we in the early stages of whatever kind of nuclear deal we're trying to work out? Yes. What are the odds that it works out? Who knows? But there's a good first step. Take heart. On foreign affairs also, and this is right before we'll bring in the God King to pour cold water on everything, we're getting the World Cup in North America. It's going to be this nice alliance between Canada, the United States, Mexico. Donald Trump, by the way, has been lobbying since March to bring the World Cup to North America. Meanwhile, Los Angeles is getting the 2028 Summer Olympics as well. So we've got two major international sporting events that are coming to the United States because of Donald Trump. Everybody predicted that Trump would hurt these bids because the whole world hates him, right? He's humiliating, and our allies hate us. And instead, he actually helped. Now, look, I do not care very much for the Olympics. I don't watch the Olympics. Other than curling. Curling is one of my favorite sports in the world. But other than curling, I don't like it. I also think that soccer basically should be outlawed in the United States. But it is a very good sign, nonetheless, of this global leadership. The United States has global leadership. President Trump has picked up two major international sporting events. That's a good thing. So say I. Now, I think the God King, the founder of my feasts and the man who signs my checks, disagrees with me on this. Can we bring on the God King? Here he is. Sir, thank you for being here. I'm feeling too happy today.
Yeah.
Look, it's Donald Trump's birthday. It's Flag Day. I'm feeling so good. Tell me, bring me down.
Well, what's interesting to me is how everyone who supports the president carries water for the president. You can't just be a general fan of the guy. You have to be basically an evangelist for Donald Trump.
Proselytizing, Kofef.
And so when he says, for example, when he calls Kim Jong-un Rocket Man, all of his fans are like, yes, we have always wanted war on the Korean Peninsula. And when he says things like, I really trust him, then everybody's like, yes, we have always wanted peace on the Korean Peninsula, and no one ever knows where they stand with you people. And this is the greatest example. This is a microcosm of all things Trump, that one of the great arguments on behalf of Donald Trump is he's going to be a global leader. He's going to rebuild America's supremacy. He's going to salvage Western civilization.
Make America great again.
Make America great again. He's going to salvage Western civilization. And now you're crowing that he is bringing this bastard sport of soccer to the United States. This is Obama-level leading from behind. You call that global leadership? Global leadership is called baseball.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Baseball, maybe football.
Maybe football. Global leading from behind is called soccer.
I have to say, when I was reading all the good news today, well, we'll get to the great explanation, because I have to say this is the best Never Trump argument that really sort of compels me. Before we get to this, we got to make a little money, honey. We got to keep the lights on in here, keep me employed by this guy. We got to talk about Boll & Branch sheets, and I love Boll & Branch sheets. You need to go out there and buy Boll & Branch sheets, not only because they're so good, but because when enough of you buy Boll & Branch sheets, they'll like me more and send me more Boll & Branch sheets, and they're the best thing that I've ever slept on. They are
Your job literally depends on how well you can sell these Boll & Branch sheets.
Not only my job, but also my private life.
Is your confidence in the Boll & Branch sheet such that you would bet your job on it?
I would absolutely bet my job on it, because I'll tell you something. There's not a lot that we can all agree on. You know, for instance, we were talking in the Father's Day episode. When it comes to sleeping, sweet little Elisa, Mrs. Knowles and I, we prefer different things. For instance, I enjoy sleeping on like a firmer mattress. She prefers sleeping on a mattress that I'm not on. But we both love Boll & Branch sheets. They are the best sheets I've ever slept on. They're made from 100% pure organic cotton. They start out very soft. They get softer as it goes on. I didn't know this. In my bachelor days, you probably know this. You go out, you buy the cheapest sheets. They're made of sandpaper, and they're...
Well, for people who don't live in LA, you may not know that we actually buy our sheets in LA at gas stations.
We do.
This is true. People set up tables out in front of gas stations, and they sell sheets. And the thread count is always measured in single digits.
Yes, it is. I love a nice solid eight thread count is really strong and firm. So I tried these nice sheets. Nice sheets cost like $1,000 unless you go direct to Boll & Branch. They cut out the middlemen. They cost just a couple $100. Thousands of 5-star reviews. Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Fast Company, all talking about them. 3 U.S. presidents sleep on Boll & Branch sheets. 3 U.S. presidents, 1 blank book author, and a God King sleep on Boll & Branch sheets. Shipping is free. You can try them for 30 nights. If you don't love them, send them back for a refund. You're not going to send them back. You're not going back to that gas station. Don't do it, baby. Get started right now. My listeners get $50 off your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com. Promo code Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L. That's a birthday present for the president's birthday. bollandbranch.com, $50 off your first set of sheets. B-O-L-L and branch.com. Promo code Michael. What's so bad about soccer?
What's so bad about soccer? It's like saying, Jeremy, everything was going really well, I noticed, in world history until like the late 1930s. What went wrong? Soccer is, listen, I actually don't hate soccer. Yeah. You know, I think that soccer is a perfectly good sport for the third world. And that's what it is. It's the sport of the third world, because all you need is something roughly the size of a ball.
Doesn't have to be a ball.
Doesn't have, a human head would work, and I think that's probably how it all started. And you need a patch of relatively flat earth. And then you need a bunch of people to chase after the rolling object and occasionally fall down as though they had been hit.
Yeah, pretend it hurts.
Pretend it hurts. That is soccer, and that's fine because everyone needs sports.
Yes.
Sports teach children about competition. They teach children about work ethic. They teach children a set of rules and how to succeed within those rules. And sports help adults too, because they give us an opportunity to play out competitive aggression in a controlled way that doesn't result in violence, although sometimes at soccer games, the fans actually participate in a greater contact sport than the players.
Those hooligans.
The hooligans, yeah. But they bring us together. They give us a sense of pride. It's a nice distraction from the hardship of life. Everyone needs that.
Yeah.
And so I am glad that Ghana has a soccer team.
It's good, yeah.
I'm glad that the Ivory Coast has a soccer team. I am offended, however, that Great Britain also participates in this. I am mortally offended that the United States would condescend to have a soccer team.
I tend to agree with you on this.
Except for 6-year-old children and under.
It's good, yeah. Well, it's really good. I wonder at the World Cup now, because it's going to be hosted by Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Who is going to provide the minivans to pick up the players afterward and give them juice boxes and little cracker snacks?
Exactly. Tell them, good boy. Listen, it matters. When Great Britain was in her ascendancy, the height of the British Empire, she had the most complex sport in the world, cricket.
Cricket. Yeah.
Was
can take days to play.
That's right. No one understands it. The smartest guy on the block doesn't understand it. That is the sport of an ascendant power. America, in her ascendancy, had baseball, a complex sport. The offense, the defense has possession of the ball.
Infield fly rule.
Infield fly rule, yeah. Those are the sports of an ascendant nation. They're complicated, they're intelligent. More importantly, they're expensive. Because our sports reflect something about us. You can't play baseball with just a ball and a piece of flat earth. Right? The reason little children play soccer is because it's the simplest sport. You basically chase the moving ball. That's all that's required.
It doesn't require a ton of training and specialized this and that.
That's right. And doesn't require money. Right. Now America, as a superpower, our sport really, we don't have to like it, but the truth is it's football.
Right. That is the national pastime.
That is the national pastime of our generation. It is the most complex and expensive sport ever conceived. The pads alone would break the GDP of many nations that have perfectly serviceable soccer teams.
That's true.
And that's not bad. Again, I'm not against third world nations having soccer. I'm against us saying that that's as good as baseball or football. And I'm against the idea that we need to reach down and play the sport of the world instead of showing actual global leadership and saying, no, the entire world needs to be rich enough and powerful enough to play sports that require you not only to chase something, but to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars preventing brain damage.
That's true. And it's maybe we need like a new Marshall Plan. I would be perfectly willing. I'm a fiscal conservative, so are you. If we could invest in the infrastructure required to create booming economies such that these third world countries can buy very expensive and elaborate equipment to play real sports that are civilized.
Absolutely.
I would do it in a second.
I think that absolutely, I agree. If Trump were to scratch his infrastructure plan and instead support the world becoming baseball and football players, I'd vote for him for sure for re-election. What I don't like, though, is this game of equality being sort of the Thatcher view of equality that, the left, you can be here and poor people can be here, and the left thinks the world is a better place if everyone's down here.
That's right.
That's not me. I think that we should set an example in the world and give people something to rise up to, and that thing is not chasing a rolling human head across a flat patch of earth.
That is exactly right. And it is this degrading going back and, it's bad for us that and it's not as violent. You
No,
know,
of course.
there's that other aspect. If you're a rich, powerful, ascendant company, you can take some hits, you can weather some, you can pay for expensive hospitals.
That's right.
Well,
They
yeah.
used to flood the Colosseum and play out naval battles from antiquity at the height of the decadence of Rome. I feel like we can do much the same.
That's right.
And we should. Not only that, but I think that part of the problem with the rise of soccer in America is that you can trace it one-to-one to the decline of our culture. Right? When America was putting a man on the moon, were grown adults in the freest country on earth playing soccer? Michael, no, they were not.
They were not, because all that scrap metal was going to the space shuttle and not to make more minivans to pickle up people off the field. That's exactly right.
Yeah, that's
and by the
fantastic.
way, ever since women started to enter the workforce, right?
That's right. More women in the workforce,
Yeah.
more soccer fields in the United States of America.
Look at that. It's just science. That's a correlation.
That's
all
right.
of these.
do you even study science?
Do you even study?
I
It correlates with divorce rates. Yeah, I'm sure it
Yeah.
does. Someone do the math. You've made a really compelling argument. It is the first anti-Trump argument that has really started to convince me.
And listen, I'm not anti-Trump. I'm a Trump skeptic. Trump has done a lot of things that make me very, very happy. This is not one of them. I feel like if previous Jeremy, that's Jeremy from 2016,
Yeah.
who was busy expressing all of his concerns about the worst case, what will happen if Donald Trump becomes president? I was worried the Republican Party would fracture. I was worried we would lose credibility with millennials who are becoming the largest voting bloc. I was worried that we would lose our principles in service only of our
Victories.
Yeah. I never thought that I would see the President of the United States cheering the ascendancy of soccer.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You make a great point. Mr. President, I hope you're watching. It's been such a good, year and a half, but please, you've got to rethink this. You've got to rethink what you're doing. Mr. Godking, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We got to get to the
also,
mailbag.
the chief executive dog was here. I don't know if anybody
Oh, the
got to see him.
CED. Is there any way to
Yeah.
lift him up, get him on camera a
He
little
got
bit?
himself stuck back
Because
here.
this is my real boss right here. This would be the chief
the
executive.
guy who runs the show.
Yeah.
He also sleeps on Bowl and Branch, and that's because we're very wealthy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because we're a wealthy, ascendant, decadent country. Thank
you,
you,
Michael.
sir. Always good to see the God King. All right, do we have time to? We got a little bit of time to wrap up on the FBI before we have to get to the mailbag. Okay, the investigator general, Michael Horowitz, who's the FBI watchdog, he has concluded that James Comey has deviated from Bureau and Justice Department procedures in handling the Clinton probe, which damaged the agency's image. I know you're shocked. Aren't you sure? We thought they did everything just right. We thought James Comey, totally above board, not political at all. Turns out that was all a lie. They wrote, quote, this is from the IG report, by departing so clearly and dramatically from FBI and department norms, the decisions negatively impacted the perception of the FBI and the department as fair administrators of justice. Now they say that there's no evidence this was politically motivated. What does that mean? What we know is that James Comey treated Hillary Clinton differently than he would have treated other people, and we know that they were trying to, this was during a presidential election. What is not political about that? Anything involving Hillary Clinton is political. That's absolutely absurd. The report also, by the way, uncovered previously hidden text messages that the FBI was just not releasing, was just totally covering up between disgraced FBI agents and saucy lovers, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. Page writes, quote, Trump's not ever going to become president, right? Right? To which Strzok responds, no. No, he won't. We'll stop it. It's like the worst, saddest soy boy flirting I've ever heard. Also probably criminal and anti-American and anti-constitutional. He said, Peter Strzok of the FBI, key investigator, saying, we will stop Donald Trump from becoming president. What more evidence do you need? What more evidence do you people need? Now, right now at this moment, the left and the anti-Trump right are trying to lionize the FBI and demonize the president. There are all of these distractions, right? There, you're looking at this, you're seeing a text from Peter Strzok, a key investigator at the FBI, that says we're going to stop Trump from being president. They say, look at Stormy Daniels. I say, what? What do I care about some porn star? They say, look, he said naughty words on a videotape. Say, but the FBI is saying he's going to stop interfering in a presidential election. Beyond the smoke and mirrors, who has the better track record here? Who looks better? Who looks good? Who looks dirty between Donald Trump and the FBI? It's no question. It's no question, and so it's a happy birthday. Soccer notwithstanding, I guess it's good we nabbed these international sporting events, and I use sporting loosely, but we got to be careful here, folks. We can't let our exuberance get away with us and do things like like try to elevate soccer as a sport. Okay, we've got a lot of mailbag to get to. Then I want to talk about my favorite flags for Flag Day. I've got them on my desk right here. So by now, this is a new announcement. You have surely heard that the Michael Knowles Show is available on Amazon Alexa and the Google Home. So I don't want you to be confused. There was a video going around YouTube that was just an Alexa commercial, but somebody replaced all the sound with clips from my show. So it's just me, Alexa answering as me, like I'd become Alexa. This is sort of like that. I am now on Alexa as well. If you use one of these virtual assistants, you can get my podcast with a simple voice command. You just have to enable the skill on Alexa or ask Google to talk to the show. For more information, check out our pinned tweets, Daily Wire's pinned tweets on Facebook and Twitter. Just start screaming incoherently. I think that's what starts to put my show on the Alexa app. You got to go over right now. I got to say goodbye to Facebook and YouTube, but I'm still saying hello to Alexa, I guess. I guess we're still on there. Go to dailywire.com. Subscribe. You get me. You get the Andrew Klavan Show. You get the Ben Shapiro Show. You get to ask questions in the mailbag. And the next one is the big boss himself. You get to do all of that for $10 a month or $100 for an annual membership. It is so simple, man. Go over there right now. We're going to get to the mailbag right away. We'll be right back.